my name is Dr. Jasmine Kaur, and I would be presenting on the topic persuasive messages. And these are the contents of my presentation, wherein we would be talking about what persuasion is, what are the various models of persuasion, and a format that can be used in developing persuasive messages, and a number of examples. Now, before we delve deeper into what persuasion is, let's talk about communication. Communication is the transfer of message from one person to another person, wherein we are sharing our ideas, knowledge with people around us. So, here in the process of communication involves a sender and a receiver, and it includes a process of encoding and decoding. I believe that my audience, my students, must have applied for jobs or are in the process of applying for jobs. So, if you have ever analyzed a number of job vacancies on the common platforms such as Indeed, LinkedIn, you must have noticed that there is one skill that is essentially desired by all the employers. You can take some time, go onto these websites and check also. The common skill, one thing common in all of the job vacancies is communication skills. So you can see the importance of effective communication skills. Let's say you have all the information, good ideas, but if you cannot articulate, put them into words and share them with your colleagues, supervisor, your customers, your suppliers, so all of that information would become useless. So, in order to have good communication skills, we have to master it, we have to practice it. We have to understand the various components that are involved, not just oral communication, but in written communication as well. So, one of the important aspects of communication is persuasion. So, let's start with an understanding of what persuasion is and how it can be applied to business communication. In simple layman terms, persuasion is to convince another person. How we convince another person to understand our own ideas, any recommendations, any proposals that we have. So we are influencing our audience to agree with our point of view, our recommendations, or it can be any kind of request. So we are crafting the message in such a manner so that the audience can understand what we are trying to convey, and they can also benefit from our proposal, from our recommendation, and at the end of that they take certain kind of action. Now, in order to explain more about it, let's look at this picture. So I'd like to ask my audience, what do you see over here? Take a minute, reflect. Okay. um, so you can see that there is a man uh, dressed in denim overalls going for work in subway. This is the McDonald's advertisement, which is very famous. And herein they have their logo. Leave your morning mood behind. Now, what they're trying to depict over here is that we have a person who is heading to work, and usually in the mornings we are very grumpy. We have a morning mood. We're very annoyed, a little bit irritated. This is what the advertisement McDonald's is trying to depict over here. That there's a problem at hand, and we can elevate our situation, we can solve the problem by going to McDonald's for breakfast. This is what the advertisement is persuading the customer to do. Wherein we have certain kind of problems and we can solve that problem with the help of a solution that the company is providing. This is how companies utilize persuasion. So when we talk about persuasion, they can be utilized in a number of uh, business situations, such as when we make any kind of recommendations, if we have any kind of proposals that we need to present in front of the management. Let's say we want to introduce a new software in the company, we want to persuade other people to accept it. That would be a part of recommendations or any kind of sales messages, any kind of advertisements, wherein the companies try to sell their products. This is what all happens, wherein all the companies try to sell their products to the customers, wherein they're persuading the audience, wherein they're trying to show to the audience that yes, there are certain kind of problems that exist and we can solve your problem with the help of our product. So a number of business messages involved persuasion that can be through the certain kind of recommendations, sales, or claims. Let's say customers are not satisfied with the product, they claim for a refund or a replacement of the product, which also involves persuasion, wherein the customer persuades or convinces the company that something wrong has been done, some injustice has been done, wherein they have been given a defective product and they want to claim refund of the same. And lastly, any kind of favor that we ask for from people around us would also involve persuasion. In simple terms, what we did as kids, if we wanted to ask our parents for any kind of outing, extra pocket money, how did we convince them? Simple things. Okay, I will study more. I will get A grade. Please let me go on this outing. Please buy me a video game. What is this all? This all is persuasion. So this thing, this art of persuasion can help us in our organizations and in our personal lives as well. So it's very important to understand how we can effectively craft our persuasive messages. Now, this is a very common model of communication which can be utilized in persuasion. So, these are the three components A, C, and E: analyzing, composing, and evaluating. So, when we talk about the first step, which is analyzing, wherein we think about our audience. So, before drafting our message, we need to think about our audience in mind. What does the audience want? One, who is the audience? Who is the primary audience? Who is the secondary audience? Who would be the recipient of our message? Once we identify that, then we would be thinking about what does the audience want? How can the audience benefit from this kind of a situation? So whenever we talk about convincing another person, we have to think about from a you perspective. It's a very important aspect of communication, a you perspective, wherein we think about what the other person wants, how they can benefit from the situation. Once we have analyzed the audience as to how the audience can benefit from it, we go on to the aspect of composing it, drafting the message, how to put it into words, how to articulate it, what kind of words can be used, how can we appeal more to our customers, employees, people, public at large. So, what kind of words can be utilized? Do we need to take the help of facts, figures, which are very important in order to convince your audience? Along with that, any kind of emotional appeal that can be complemented along with logic. And lastly, the third part is evaluating. Evaluating means to proof read, to recheck, revise your message in order to make sure that it resonates with the audience. So these are the three aspects which are involved, or the model which can be utilized in um, persuading our audience. So when we talk about the process of persuasion, so these are the various points which are involved. The first step is establishing credibility. Now, in persuasion, since we are convincing another person, the other person would not be convinced if we are not trustworthy. In simple terms, credibility means how trustworthy you are. So, if the other person believes that you are trustworthy, they're more likely to resonate with your message. They're more likely to follow your message. They're more likely to respond to that call of action at the end of the persuasion. So, this credibility can be built through two things: expertise and relationships. So, if you are an expert in that area, let's say I'm in this field from the past 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, the other person would more likely listen to my recommendations. Since I have been in this field, I have the requisite knowledge and expertise, or any kind of networking that has been done. If I know a number of people in this area, if I have good command relationships that I have been built, in the same manner, people would be more likely to listen to me. And the second aspect is wherein we frame certain kind of goals or our messages on certain common ground, wherein the other person can feel that yes, we can also benefit from this kind of a situation. The word that we use in persuasion is win-win. We're not just trying to manipulate another person to accept our point of view, but we are trying to make sure that the other person can also benefit from the situation. Wherein we are building the pace of communication from a common ground. What can the other person gain from this kind of a situation? Wherein we are trying to sell things. So, whenever we are selling any product in the market, we think about how the customer can benefit. How can we improve the lives of the customers? So, this is how we frame our message. And thirdly, wherein we reinforce our position. So we can reinforce our position with the help of number of facts, figures, with the help of number of, let's say, for example, let me just give you an example. We must have seen advertisements of a number of toothpastes. So usually you must have noticed that in those advertisements, there's usually a doctor's recommendation that yes, 97% of the doctors, again, a figure that has been utilized, 97% of the doctors recommend this particular brand of toothpaste in order to eliminate cavities or to brighten teeth and so on. So herein we are reinforcing our position with claims from acclaimed experts. We are also using certain kind of facts, figures in the same statement. So we are reinforcing our position in order to send our message across to the other party. And lastly, emotional appeal, which is important as well. So we are connecting with the customers, with the audience, with the other party, not just on the logical appeal, but on the emotional appeal, wherein they can feel as to what is being transferred in the message. So we can build credibility. So this is an example that has been given over here. So we can build credibility. So this is an example of a website wherein they have given a number of examples of their previous work. They have also provided testimonials wherein we share records of our customers who are happy with our product, and a number of other awards, affiliations, or sharing our employees' credentials in order to tell the other party how expert our employees of this company are and how they can help the audience in solving their problems. So this is how we build credibility. If you follow any business page on Instagram, Facebook, we can see these kind of testimonials over there, and also wherein they share messages of their happy customers that yes, a number of customers have utilized their products, and this is the feedback that we have received. You can see how happy our customers are. So this is how we are building the credibility in the minds of the customers, that yes, we have done a good job, that we have built our expertise in this area, and we can help solve your problem as well. So this is a format of a persuasive message that can be utilized. So here we are starting with attention. We have to grab the attention. We have a number of advertisements that are generated every day. Not every advertisement captures the attention of the customer. So that can be done with this attention statement, also known as a hook. Usually we have advertisements that start with a very unique statement, with a very surprising fact. We can also send persuasive emails wherein we start our emails with very unusual statements. So this captures the attention. Oh, what is that? A surprise on the face of the customers. Okay, they're saying something interesting. What are they trying to say? What are they trying to depict over here? So one, you capture the attention of the other person. Once you have done that, once you have that. Second, you introduce your topic. So whenever we talk about persuasive messages, the format that we utilize is indirect in nature, wherein we talk about any problem, wherein we talk about a number of benefits of our product, and then we introduce the product at the end. So herein we build on the interest of the audience, wherein we talk about what are the various benefits of our product, how we can solve the problem at hand of the customers, wherein you also talk about any kind of resistance that the customers, that the audience might face. So herein you're trying to reduce that kind of resistance. For example, if you're introducing a new software in a company, let's say as an employee, I want to recommend in my company that yes, we need to replace the existing software. So one, before I frame up my proposal, I need to think about my audience. The audience, let's say, is the top management. Once I've identified that, I would think about a number of concerns, cost concerns, how the new software would be implemented in the company, what kind of resistance might be faced by the top management. So I think about, okay, what can be the various objections that the top management might raise with respect to introducing the software within the company. So that would be explained in my persuasive message. So in my persuasive message, I can talk about how this new software can fix the problems which are existing in the company. I can talk about how this can help reduce our costs. So any kind of objections would all be addressed beforehand only in the persuasive message. Will not wait for the objections to be raised after the message, but they would be addressed beforehand. So when we plan, when we analyze, the audience would also be thinking about the objections or any kind of resistance points with respect to the product that is, or any kind of recommendation that we are proposing over here. And lastly, we always end a persuasive message with a call to action. How to persuade the customers to take any kind of action at the end. So that would be the last part. So very similar model is utilized in sales messages, which is AIDA: attention, interest, desire, and action. So usually it is very similar to what we discussed in the previous slide. So what we are trying to do over here is whenever we try to sell our products, You must have seen it being utilized in a number of advertisements, brochures, websites, wherein they utilize this model in order to capture the interest of the customers, wherein they build their interest, stimulate this desire, and at the end, they close. They close the message with a call for action that please try our products, or we have samples available, or the product is available for free for the first 15 days. Try it out, use it, and then you get an idea. So the first step is attention, wherein you capture the attention of the other party. That can be by using hook statements, by starting your advertisement with something very unique. Once you have that in there, once you have captured the attention of the customer, we build their interest. How can we build upon their interest? By emphasizing on the benefits of our product. We are, let's say, introducing a new software. That's our recommendation. Or secondly, we are any other example can be of when we are introducing a product in the market. Again, we are emphasizing on the benefits of that particular product. Once we have enumerated on the various benefits of the product, we would stimulate this desire. Now, this desire can be done, we are stimulating this desire amongst the audience, amongst the customers, through giving them an idea of social proof. Okay, a number of other companies have also utilized our product and they have benefited from the same. How can you benefit? Now, herein you're trying to establish your credibility that yes, other companies have also, let's say, removed their problem by utilizing our product, so you can also do the same. Or creating this perception of scarcity that this product is only available for 1 month, 2 months, then this product would not be there. So therein the customers have to act fast. And lastly, you end the advertisement, you end your message, you close your message with a call for action that you must try out a product. You can share a link with them that this is where you can, by clicking on this, you can get a promo code, you can utilize our product at a discount or for free for 15 days. That is, this is a trial run. And then afterwards, you can decide whether you would be using it in the future or not. So I have an example which I'd like my audience to think about. So let's say we have our own software development company, which has introduced a new software. And the name of the software is Customer-Based Software Suite. So now this particular software is a one-stop solution wherein the companies can utilize their software, and through this one software, they can maintain a database of all of their customers, wherein they can maintain proper contact details of all the customers, their purchase history, and all the relevant information. Now, if I ask my audience, how can we sell this software using the AIDA model? Now, we have to implement all the steps of AIDA: intention, interest, desire, action. So, how can we sell this software? What kind of an email can be drafted? So, I'd like my audience to think about it for a couple of minutes to share their points with me, and then we can discuss how the email can be drafted. Since we are short of time, I will share the email over here. So this is a common format that can be utilized in solving this problem at hand. So we can start our particular persuasive message by a startling fact. Now we are capturing the attention of the other party. How? That yes, 50% of the small businesses fail because they are not able to maintain proper contact details of the customers. They are not able to manage the customer relationships well. Now you have your attention. You have the attention of your audience that your business might fail. Second, you build on their interest. You talk about the benefits of your product. You talk about how this particular software can help solve their problems. Once that has been done, you talk about encouraging the desire of the customers that yes, a number of other companies have also utilized their software and they're able to increase their sales, their profits, and they're able to generate more profits. So herein, we would be ending the persuasive message by a call for action that yes, you can try out a product for free. You can click on this link, and for 15 days, the product would be available for free, and then you can try out this product and see if you would want to continue with this or not. So this is how a persuasive message is drafted. So I'd like to just summarize. Persuasion is not about getting what you want. You're not manipulating another party, but here we are trying to focus on a win-win solution. How the other person can also benefit from our recommendation, from our proposal, from our product. So for that, we can apply a 3-step process, which is analyzing, composing, and writing, and the AIDA model, which involves getting the attention of the other party, making sure that they are listening to our message, capturing their interest by enumerating on the various benefits of a product, encouraging or building upon the desire by providing social proof how other companies have benefited, and ending or closing the message with a call for action. So this is how a persuasive message can be drafted. And I'd like to end on this note that persuasive messages are very important, integral part of business communication. They can be used when you're working in the company, so they are part of internal communication. They can also be used when you're interacting with your customers, suppliers. So they are also part of your external communication. A very important integral aspect, and these are the various ways on how we can draft a persuasive message. And to end, these are my references. In case of any questions, please let me know. Thank you so much. I'd like to end now. Thank you.